terror.
What's up, YouTube? Mr. LimeSC here, and today we're going to be doing a Let's Play guided playthrough of the Lightning Sorceress. So I've never actually done the Lightning Sorceress through Hell all the way by herself. I mean, I have, but not in like a Let's Play format style. So we'll be starting off, and we'll just be going pretty much purely into this lightning tree. Maybe I'll consider getting some sort of second element in Hell, just for like the Ancients or something. But the main piece will be, we'll be going through like Nova, using Nova for a while, and then at some point either shifting out of Nova or adding that second spec to Nova. Again, we'll kind of decide along the way there. But I know a lot of people, obviously, we've done a lot of like cold and fire through Hell and all of this stuff, but I don't think we've ever just done like a nice Let's Play of lightning. So yeah, Frozen Orb might be that great thing to add in. We might just do it like that. We might call this the... I don't exactly want to say Lightning Sorceress, because we may just stick with Nova, especially with the new static field. Lightning itself has so many synergies on it. Plus, you've got Lightning Mastery that it's like, oof, are we really going to do all of this stuff with it? You know, like, I don't think we have enough skill points there. But Nova, you just have the one right there. You do have Lightning Mastery as well. And then, of course, you can get into, like, Frozen Orb, which is nice and easy. So maybe we'll do, like, a Nova Orb or something. I think that could be fun. Regardless, let's talk the Sorceress really fast. She is a little bit weak. You have to remember her vitality is low. Her life per vitality point is low as well. So she's a little squishy. But, of course, she has a ton of very big damage skills. So we will be getting up into those. And we'll just be starting out in Charged Bolt and continuing from there. And Charged Bolt is actually a very good skill, as pointed out by Ubio. I've used Charge Bolt all the way up through Ubers. And the only Uber that I couldn't do damage against was Mephisto. But you're able to kill Uber Diablo and Uber Baal with Charge Bolt. So Charge Bolt is very strong. And in this guided playthrough, you may hear us talk a little bit about Diablo Immortal. That's because we just came from playing Diablo Immortal. And it was a time. So it may get mentioned here and there. I thought that was a Grand Charm on the ground. I don't know why I didn't open any chests or anything. He made us watch. I'm sorry.
I need mana.
Chat had the option to watch more, and they voted no. So it is fair.
Join my army of the dead.
You're playing a lightning sorceress?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Oh, boo.
Help me!
I got to act 4 hell as lightning orb sorc, not Nova, without respect before I swapped to Blizzard Meteor to finish the game.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of ways through it for sure.
Moo.
You can kind of take your pick there.
No.
My sub baby is growing up so fast.
Aw, thanks very Brad. These guys are worth a ton of experience, actually. Wish I had mana. Oh, that works. And Bow with 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Already level 3. Those Gargantua Beast boss packs are like so good for early leveling. Okay, so we'll just collect some basic gold pieces here. And I'm just pushing enter and left clicking at the same time to fast buy like that. So I just go enter like that on both of them. You'll have to figure it out.
This place is trouble.
Moo.
What about the
Moo.
Diablo 2 lore and gossip that Ashura is one of Alcor's best customers buying all those potions of manliness?
Moo.
Maybe Tish. Thank you,
Join
Kate.
my army of the dead.
You missed Immortal. How did it go? We made it about an hour. We found 2 soft pay requests. By that I mean I kind of clicked, you know, one of them was I was looking at all the notifications and it said, oh, you've unlocked an offer to pay $1 for stuff. And I was like, well, that's a little bit there, but I kind of clicked around. The second one was we unlocked the battle pass after killing a boss or something. And there was the free battle pass, but then of course there's the paid battle pass right below it. So it was like halfway. And the third one, and the one that ultimately got us out of the game, was we killed the Skeleton King and looked around for a loot chest and didn't find one. I mean, he dropped a little loot, but we were like looking for a chest. And then it said, congratulations, you've unlocked the opportunity to spend $1 to get a great deal. This is a one-time deal for these currencies that you've never heard of before. And that was the one where we went, okay. I mean, like I said, if Blizzard wanted me to play the game more and be maybe slightly less critical,
Join my army of the
sponsor me for it.
I don't mind
Otherwise,
paying for good
I'm gonna
content.
play it till
My
it-
Twitch bill reassures me of that. But the asterisk how asterisk of it is still very important to me.
I'm gonna give my honest feedback on it, you know? I feel like as a game developer, you can't be upset at honest feedback.
This cave has been purged of evil.
Thanks, Anonymous. Thanks, James. Rare booties right off the bat, I know. Oof, get that 5 fire res, love it. We like wands early on, they can be good. I also like to keep some of these things. Now, 2 to Ice Bolt. Something really nice to do early on is look for plus to charge Bolt Staff. Here you can see this is 3 to charge Bolt for only 6,000. If you are SSF, this is going to be a little bit hard to afford, right? You can see like, oh, I can sell this and I can maybe get up to like 1,800, 2,000 gold. I can't really get to 6,000 gold. However, if you don't mind grabbing a little bit of gold over from a shared stash, I don't have any in here, but I could like sell one of these things. If you don't mind grabbing a little bit of gold over, then you can grab those, and getting the early plus to charge bolt actually does a ton. It really is helpful for the build. I'm looking for just like a +1 to charge bolt. There you go for 1210. That's why I saved my gold for that. And that's just kind of a nice simple way to get a little bit extra. If you shop for a charged bolt staff really early on, there's not a lot of other staves that you can find just due to levels, and so your chances of getting one are pretty high, which is really nice. So you can just do a couple resets right there and have a good chance at getting. Is Immortal worth playing if you don't want to pay? I don't know how the later steps go. Like I said, I imagine there'll be some paywall slowly to, where they make it harder and harder and throw more and more offers at you to try and pay. But if you're having fun and don't mind having, just closing offers constantly, then sure, I think you could have fun with it, especially if you're a D3 player and like that style. Shopping is an exercise in patience. Yeah. Why not just play D3? You could also just play D3. I think they definitely are felt similar, at least from the little bit we played. You see the mouth moving, but you don't have stream audio for some reason. This is a pay to hear stream. Your sub must have expired.
Join my army of the
Thanks for leading me through my first magic immunes. Love your content.
Of course. Do be careful with Rakinishu, though, if you've gotten rid of your Firebolt, as he's very deadly. So, just be extremely careful. What's up, Zuvade? One of the nice things is whenever you kill other monsters, he'll run away, so that you can use that to your advantage a little bit. But having a little safety there is not a terrible idea. We can also go look for like a waypoint or something around here. And always we want to kill boss monsters. Archers you can skip. Ooh, I'm gonna grab this experience shrine first. But these guys are worth so much more experience.
Congratulations on killing Rakanishu. You've unlocked a one-time offer to purchase in first for $1.
Perfect, thank you. So bosses give 500% experience, which is a ton, right? They're also 3 levels higher, so you want to kill bosses and their minions. That's going to be extremely helpful. Also, you want to look for a 2 open socket armor as such. This will be useful for making a stealth runward later on. Okay, so we got the waypoint. Just be good for later on. Experience shrines do not stack, it just resets the duration on it. So that's why I grabbed it. I could have held it if I had the waypoint already and knew it was that close, I would have kept it. Feel free to pay $1 to unlock another experience shrine now. I wonder if there's pay for experience in Diablo Immortal. Like, you know, double experience times and things like that. I didn't really look through the shop that much. There was a boost tab I never click on? Okay. That seems like that would be a boost. Thank you, Zeter, for the sub. Thank you, Muramasa. For 40-50k, you can max stat.
Diablo
So
Immortal
far.
didn't last long for ya LMAO.
And we're just going to continue with Charge Bolt here, by the way. How much could you put into, you know, a lot of the game starting out? I mean, when Lords Mobile came out, which is another mobile game that I've played before, initially you could probably put about 50 to 100k into the game to max everything. Now, if you were to try and max immediately from start, I imagine it would take over $1 million. If I'm trying to add up all the things, probably more than that. Maybe like 1.5 mil. Okay, there's our waypoint. I'm gonna go get
Does
some.
increasing MF reduce rune drop?
No. No, it does not. I just want to get some of these. So, very common for, you know, any game that has one of those big things, because again, once a whale puts 50k into the game and maxes it all, well, then the game is pretty much done for him at that point, right? Unless you give more stuff for him to buy and try and max out. And especially once enough of them put in that 50k and max all the stuff, then they're all like waiting to find a way to gain an advantage over everybody else. So
Join my army.
real dollars, yeah.
Diablo Immortal speedrunning community records. 1 Stone, Musk. 2nd, Gates. 3rd, Bezos.
10 years to max on free play. Honestly,
Money already? Ola Llama and chat.
oh la la. Isabel Fury, that would be impressive to me if it only took 10 years to max on free play. Now again, in 10 years that game will have 50,000 more ways to max, and you know, they'll be way ahead. But that seems the fact that you could get it in just 10 years. Do people actually drop that much money into a game? Yep. They do. People drop millions into games. Yep. I mean, overall billions, but I'm saying individuals drop thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. The top Korean player in Lost Ark admitted he put $750,000 into the game. Sounds about right. But again, then to me, and again, Charge Bolt and Vitality, I'm just kind of rocking those two right now for early on. To me, at that point, doesn't the title of top player in Lost Ark mean nothing? Right? Like, literally, top player is now a completely worthless title to me for Lost Ark. Now, that being said, you know, you say your mom has spent thousands on Candy Crush. At the same time, there is probably still some trade-off somewhere. And again, for this, we're just going to be doing tower runs for a bit. I'm just looking for Tal and Eth rune. Any additional Tyr and Rao runes would be nice, just to use for mana per kill and resist and fire resist later on, but not 100% necessary. Just nice to haves. And also, if we get like Ithel Eth or something, it could be, you know, a Malice for a Mercenary in Act 2. There's a lot of stuff we can do. You know, I do think there is definitely something to be said about how much value we do get from video games versus the amount of money that we put into them. You know, I spent
Moo.
$20 on Diablo 2. I mean, to be fair, I probably bought it like 10 times, so maybe $200 on Diablo 2. But I got like 30,000 hours of it, you know. I spent $40 on D2R, but I've gotten, you know, and again, Charge Bolt and Vitality. You know, thousands of hours already of value, you know. So it's like, we definitely get that benefit. So if your mom has gotten thousands of hours of Candy Crush and spent thousands of dollars on it, it really doesn't work out to that much. It's a pretty cheap hobby when all things said and done. That being said, it is still kind of sad how it functions. When it doesn't need to be something that costs a lot, but it ends up being something that costs a lot just because somebody decided they could get more money from your... Right. Okay, so we got a Tal rune, which is nice. We got a Neph rune. 3 of those makes a Eth rune. Let me sell just some random stuff right here. That's not worth anything. 20 attack rating doesn't do anything for us. Buy these bad boys. And I do want some mana potions, so let's go ahead and just get some mana. Okay. We're just players 1 right now. We can definitely increase the players count and probably could start to do it even a little bit soon.
Llama spent around $240 on Diablo 2, and all it got him was a career and a house. Credit to it, Ali5573.
So like we could try like players 3 right now. Just remember to always go back to players 1 before you kill the Countess, as if you kill her on any higher player count, her chance of dropping runes is lower. It's the only mob in the game that is a thing, and that's just due to how the rune drops are. Now, something to also note is what is /players. Basically, you can type /players space and then a number from 1 to 8. And it will increase the difficulty of the game when you do that. So it simulates as if there's more players in the game to make it a little bit harder. But of course, this means more drops happen, more experience is given, mobs have more life, they deal more damage, all of these things. So you don't just want to do it willy-nilly because... Oh, there was an L shape there that I missed. You know, it can just put you in a terrible spot, but if you feel like you're really killing stuff and your character's doing really well, it can be sometimes a nice thing to do to just get a little bit more experience quickly. So we'll go ahead and kill those guys and then continue forward. On console, you can do it. You go to gameplay, and at the bottom, you can scroll this to the number of players that you want. So again, just nice for getting that experience if you want to do it. If not, totally fine. And then just go back and go to players 1. I guess we're only at level 4. But just make sure you go to players 1 before you kill Countess. Now at level 10, I'll continue putting points in Charge Bolt. However, I am going to put some points into Strength. 1, this allows me to wear this armor and a couple other things, but I want to get up to 25 strength. This is because that's how I can wear belts, which is just going to be nice later on. Now you might say I can wear a sash, and I'm saying not a sash, but an actual belt is 25 strength, and the 25, that gets you to 3 slots, or 12 potions in your belt, which is actually really helpful, having a few more slots in your belt there. Additionally, it helps you wear a lot of things like small shields and skull caps and all of that stuff, hard leather armors, etc. So, can be useful for all that. There's a tier rune, which is nice. And we'll come back in. Now we can continue, more strength, and another point in Charge Bolt. And you're saying, Mr. Lema, all you're doing is Charge Bolt. What about Warmth? No, Warmth doesn't do anything really at low levels. Don't bother. A point of Frozen Armor. I wouldn't get it till I'm going to really start teleporting. You can do, the only skill I would say maybe you can put 1 point in is Frost Nova. And this is just something if you feel a little bit unsafe. Get a point in Frost Nova. It'll just be a little bit helpful for you right there. Otherwise, we'll just come over here. Wow, Jewel of Envy. That's nice. And we'll just get some potions. Yeah, Frost Nova safety is lovely. We'll go ahead and hire Hannah. She seems cute. And I want to get a open socketed bow. Maybe I'll just grab any bow and give her a socketed armor or something.
Good to see you.
Moo.
Good
That'll
morning.
work. Good morning. Okay, so we'll do that. And I'll buy this armor. And we'll give her that. And we'll go ahead and put
I can't use that.
this jewel in the armor.
Put that to good use.
And let her shoot a bunch of elemental damage.
Put that to good use.
Seems great. Perfect.
Good day.
She's gonna be killing it. Okay, we'll move these over here. And keep farming, as we are looking for, again, that Ethrune. So we need either 2 more Nefs or the Eth. We have that 1 tier rune, so I really like having just like, you know, a tier rune or something in my helm. Can just be really a nice, easy way to get a nice boost. And something that is really good about Charge Bolt is, unlike Teeth, there's something like that. It actually does shotgun. So if you get up on mobs, and that would be a good example of a time where you might say, hey, I'd rather have Frost Nova there to help out. So when you get close on monsters, it's gonna hit with 2, 3, 4 of those, you know, charged bolts, and you can just kill stuff really quickly. Yes, please, Warren. And I talked about the L shape before. Well, hello. So this is the L shape. You can see right here on the map, it's an L that does not have any doors like right at this or anything like that. If you do that, there's almost always a boss right there. And this allows for there to be 2 bosses on the level. The only time you'll have 2 bosses on the level is when you have an L shape. Some of you might be dying about that double set drop. No worries. We can actually use the armor right now. Arctics is very good. 10 all res, which is very nice. 307% ED. I forgot that that was changed there. Shield is going to be pretty trash for us, so we don't really care about that. But Arctics is nice. I still want to keep this 2 open socket for when we do hit 17. But until then, getting 10 all res is a good little boost. So... oh my gosh, Warren. And once I hit level, like, yeah, the shield could be used for Andy, but we're also going to murder her pretty quickly, so it's like, do we need it? I mean, if we're feeling unsafe, we can keep it for Andariel. And there's our Ethrune, which is perfect. So I was going to say, at this point, we can decide how much we want to, you know, invest into, like, continuing to do these runs. And we'll put the Tal and Ethrune right next to our armor. 7 cold res. I'm keeping this all the way through the end of the game, especially on a small charm. That's super nice. I'll go 5 more into strength. And now we could put a point into lightning if we wanted to go into a lightning build. But the problem is lightning is very like narrow, and it just has that 1 to 75 damage. Then we'll get a little boost from charge bolt and stuff. But the AoE spread of charge bolt and all of the bolts, right? Because we have 15 bolts on this next level, each doing 8 to 10 damage. That's a lot better damage overall, actually. Plus, the ability to shotgun it means we can stack it up, and it's going to be really nice. So, lightning right there could be used, but I actually like the idea of continuing with charge bolt here. It's going to be a little bit faster. We could also start to try and move into Nova at this point. But I'm going to just continue with charge bolt for a tiny bit, and then I'll respec over. Personally, for Nova, I don't like respecing at level 1. I like to wait until we get to level 2 for it. And again, because we get such a nice shotgun blast, that's kind of one of the main reasons that I do enjoy it. Oh yeah, we already killed these guys, I forgot. So you get really good AoE from that Nova, whereas from lightning it's just that short little pierce, and the damage can get extremely high eventually, but right now it ends up being better in my opinion having the charge bolt shots. Just getting that bigger spread. Now, the lightning character overall, compared to like a fire character, a cold character, is going to be a little bit more involved in the action. So, that's going to have to be something
The monastery.
that you definitely think about and consider and play around with. Is, you know, if you're deciding if you want to play this character or not, just note that, like, you generally are going to be a little bit closer than on those other characters, especially once you get into Nova. Because Nova's just going to be taking up, you know, it's just such a small area around you. I mean, it's decent size, but it's nothing like a fireball that you can shoot cross screen, I should say, right? And we'll just kill some mobs. This is a fabulous farming pack. And if you get this setup like this, you can actually slightly cheese stuff. I also like to grab this small shield. It is 2 open sockets, which is really nice, so I'm just going to throw it over there instead. You can do like this. So I can rejoin the game. I can do players 8. And we'll go back to the outer cloister. So those shaman groups are literally the best like leveling that you can get early on. So I kind of want to just like blitz through to them. If I get, you know, bosses on the way, whatever, then sure. This. But even killing these guys, I mean, at you know, players 8 is going to be difficult. But you can just see how much experience I gain from every mob I kill. Right? I mean, it's like almost a bar and a half per monster that gets killed here. Continue with charge bolt. And tons of experience. Yeah, they do hit hard. Good job, Hannah. But now we can go in here, and this is where we get the juicy stuff. Is just killing all these guys in here. And we got a bad spawn. We only got 2 of the champions. If you get the 4 champion, it's so good. So, we'll go back to players 1, but already that pushed us to 14. And I'll go back onto the vitality train, And we'll just continue with Charge Bolt for now. Now, does this mean that, you know, you can't spec over to Nova now? Of course not. If you want to go to Nova right now, you totally can. Like I say, I'd do it at 13 plus. However, Charge Bolt is just really good, honestly. I think these guys are still from the player's 8 spawn. Shoot him, Hannah. So you can use Charge Bolt, honestly, probably all the way through Nightmare if you really want. No, doesn't look like it has too much effect there. Maybe like slightly, but
If there was magic here, it's long gone now. Good day.
okay. Oh, I never saved Cain. Where did I put that Scroll of Inifus? Did I throw it on the ground and just leave it? Huh. All right. We'll have to go get that later. We will go get it later. Oh, I gotta put my fan on. It's hot. And also, if you are looking for gold, like we're pretty gold broke right now, getting some rares like those can be very nice for that. You guys are all fans? Well, cool me off then. Everybody just blow. Afu, thank you. I did give it. No, I don't know if I gave it to Akara. I don't know actually. Yeah, I've never dropped it before midway like that. Death Fathom. So again, if you do want to keep increasing players count, you totally can at these points. I'd turn it off for like bosses, like Andariel and stuff, but prior to that, you know, it's all kind of personal choice. Maybe just go like players 3 again. Try and get a little bit more experience down here. All up to you. You can always mess around with those numbers. We'll go this way. Bum, 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 bum. Now, do be careful with these boss groups. The tainted groups can be a little bit difficult. Luckily, our mercenary is actually pretty stacked because she has that nice gem. So she's able to do a lot of good damage, surprisingly. Do I normally recommend an Act 1 mercenary? No. But when you find a 20 poison jewel, it's like, I feel like you gotta. You know? If you want to grab Waypoint in level 2 to farm Andariel, you can. Not a ton of stuff normal Andariel is really dropping. Also, we don't really have any magic find at the moment, so you'd probably want to get a little bit of magic find before you do so. But, you know, she can be nice for Blood Fist and Sorceress boots and belt and Gorefoots and those sorts of things. So you can get a little bit of stuff from her. Which is nice. Those are still definitely, like, decent finds, you know. Not the worst stuff at all. But if you don't care to farm there, then it totally makes sense as well, as generally you can move on pretty easily through it and still be okay. Hannah, no! Wow, she actually survived. You want to check Sacred Globes. 3 to Ice Blast, 2 to Frost Nova, 7 to Life, and 1 to Mana per kill. Once we make our respec over, we're going to be loving that. Okay, we didn't get the waypoint. I'm okay with that. Again, if you're not, just run back and grab the waypoint. And I'll continue with Charge Bolt here. Now, if you also want to put a single point into static for the boss, you totally can. I'm also going to go down to players 1 before I get to spawning Andariel. Remember, player change happens before the monster is spawned. So if you enter level 4 at all, she will spawn on whatever player count it is that you enter level 4 with. So you could go in and try and static her, but level 1 you have to get really close, and it's, you know, I mean, it's still a great skill. I feel like we should be fine here. Come on, Hannah.
I need mana.
And we'll just grab some potion, do this, make sure to grab that globe. And again, this is where a lot of times you can kind of face tanker if you want. Having a couple of rejuves is usually really nice for Andariel. But she's pretty easy to fall
Join my army of
if
the
you
dead.
so desire.
Easy.
And just like that, Act 1 normal is completed, and I mean easy breezy. We also have the option to go and try and imbue this orb right now if we would like to try and get some plus to Nova. Or we can just say never mind. This is, well, I don't have a ring, so I guess it's better than nothing. And 10 to mana is actually kind of nice, especially right now. I also do like this diamond. So I'm going to put this diamond into the shield. And then I'll go ahead and put a chip topaz as well, just because getting a little bit of extra light res against beetles is super helpful. And we can just kind of go for this right here. Now again, you can also save Imbue Quest for later on, right? Like you can take this to, you know, or just wait to imbue until you're level 24 to try and get that 20 FCR. You can save your imbues for coronets and diadems and stuff later as well. So really a lot of options for how you want to do that. But now we go over here and we do buy a belt. Also 20 poison res seems nice. And this opens up even more potion slots. So this is why we got 25 strength. Here's also a 2 open socket helmet. It's 26 strength, so we can just get 1 more strength later on. And we can save some chip gems and some runes and things of that nature. Also, I could have put a tier rune into that shield if I wanted as well. You can clap for $1. Yes. Every dollar equals 1 clap. And now I'll go ahead and just get some potions here. So at this point we're level 15, I believe. Let's go ahead and respec. Again, you could have done this earlier if you wanted, but I'll go ahead and show you how it looks. So the respec is as follows. Max Nova, 1 point telekinesis, 1 point frozen
VA.
armor,
No. VA.
1 point
no.
frost nova.
VA. Height.
Now, obviously, I have already the 2 points in Frost Nova, but, you know, if I ever swap orbs, I want to still have my 1 point there. So perfect, we have the Frozen Armor, the Frost Novas right there. Nothing in fire, and then the 1/1. And then I can dump 7 points into Static Field right here. And then save a single point for
Thunder,
teleport
clap.
later. Okay? So this is going to be your skill build at this point. 7 static, 1 telekinesis, max nova, nothing fire, 1 frost nova, 1 frozen armor. Then over here on stats, I like to get to the 25 strength. I'll actually go 26 because of that helm. If you have a studded leather that's 2 open sockets, you'll go to 27 strength to use that. You can put a little bit into energy. I actually like going about 45 to 50 energy. The reason is because Nova uses a little bit more mana. Additionally, and they cut it down some, which is nice. Teleport later on will also be mana expensive. So being able to get a little bit of extra mana right now is super helpful. You don't have to do this. You can put more there. You can put less there. You can put none there, whatever. Just don't listen to all the people who say, oh, points and energy are worthless. Because they're not doing guided playthroughs. They're doing maxed out builds at the end of the game, which is very different from what we're doing. And lastly, I'm going to get this helmet, and I'm going to put a tier rune into this helmet. This is 2 mana per kill, 3 mana per kill now. I'd love to find a ring that has a mana per kill as well, or just another Eldrune or tier rune to put into this helm, because the more mana per kill, the better, especially with Nova. And now I'm just going to set all of my hotkeys, and we will continue here. You could also run Neftir for the Nadir, but Nadir doesn't really add much else with the exception of Cloak of Shadows, which can be useful in Hell, or I mean in like Chaos Sanctuary or something, but yeah. So the general pattern of how you'll do stuff is you'll Frost Nova, you'll Static, and then you'll do a Nova to clear out everything. That is the general method that you'll take for killing stuff. If it's just like a couple mobs like this, I can just Nova once or twice. That'll kill them. But if it's a big boss group, and by boss group I don't mean this, because again, that's a very easy kill. You know, if it's like normal monsters, I normally just go in and Nova. Do be careful around beetles. This is why I'm running 33 light res right now, because beetles are nasty. Then you can just drop a couple Novas and be fine. If you want to be a little safer, of course, you can put the Frost Nova down, and that'll be helpful. Just to, you know, prevent some monsters. But around a unique boss group, especially one that's going to take a little longer to kill, I like getting in there, doing the Frost Nova, and then doing the Static, because Static is only 9 mana, whereas Nova is 16 mana. So dropping a few Statics right now is going to be cheaper for sure, and as Nova continues to go up in cost every level. Here's the boss group. We can go in and just kill them all like that, and it's just a nice, safe way to do it. Now again, this is also playing through Nova here.
Ooh.
And you can see why I do prefer Nova right now as opposed to Lightning, and that's because Lightning is so narrow in its shots. Again, when you get to Hell and really get a lot of stuff, Lightning damage gets disgustingly good and is amazing, and you can focus it just on bosses. But right now, we're not trying to focus purely on just the boss. We want to kill the minions as well. We want to kill, you know, all the random trash around it, yada, yada, yada. So having some more AoE spread around is helpful. We also don't even have teleport yet, so we can't position ourselves where we want. So we have to be more, you know, open to playing as such. Necro, thank you for the Prime sub. I do appreciate that. It supports me and the channel and trying to pay for this house now that we've bought. Because apparently this house didn't cost $20,000 like I thought. That was just the down payment. And I have to pay every month now for a long time. Nobody could have known that, though. It's ridiculous.
Moo.
East News, a fool. Thank you very much. Weird, Mr. Minx. But the good news is I got a low Aper, so I shouldn't have to worry too much. Another point to Nova. We'll just continue to do that. And 5 points to Vitality. Apron? No, Aper. Okay, we've got ourselves the waypoint. Go ahead and go down here. Let's just say it's a single digit Aper. Jeez, Sonali. For now, no, they can't adjust it for 5 years, they said. Oh. Cold immune was not nice there. Rip Mercenary. Hannah got popped. And 1 to 2 fire damage does nothing for us. So we'll sell that. And we'll look as well at some more things. I actually like 8 cold res, but I don't have enough gold. So that's okay. We'll just wait. We can also, of course, sell runes if we want some more gold a little bit later on. But for now, we'll just continue. They said Diablo Immortal wouldn't be pay to play. Well, it's free to play, but pay to win. I mean, you know, every mobile game, right? But not mine. When Llama RPG makes its debut, we're not gonna have any pay-to-win features in it. And instead, it'll just be, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to make it just free to play or like $3.99 or $4.99 or something on Steam and call it good. Pay for audio. Pay to lose. I like that as well. Yeah, I just need to figure out how much we have to raise to pay for the actual game itself. We found the Maggot Lair, which is nice. Also, again, just the standard stuff. And I'm just running around, and you'll note I kill, like, large densities of things. And I do want this. Too many health potions. That'll be worth some gold. So whenever there's density, I'm going to be doing that. You think I'm underestimating how much it's going to cost me? I doubt it. How much do you think it costs to develop a game? Like $1,000? More than 1,000? 1,300? Okay, we got a waypoint. Let's go into the Maggot Lair. Made a huge mistake. Moo Girl's good for it. Remember when we bought a house and didn't understand how much it would cost? Yeah, but that was different. That had a lot of confusing things about it. Pay the devs an exposure. That's how I'm trying to pay Warren.
Not enough mana.
Alright, you're gonna make one yourself. No, I am looking for... The development will be like this. Maybe if anybody here has developed a game, they can add some insight into cost and stuff. It'll be an RPG, single player, with maybe some multiplayer functionality at some point. The multiplayer functionality though is just going to be like a PvP arena, or you know, a little like raid arena where you can go like raid together or whatever. Nothing where you have to even like see their characters moving around the screen though. So nothing of that sort. It'll be Pokemon-ish combat where you go into just like a little fight screen. So monsters aren't going to be like actively moving and dodging and having to have all that stuff coordinated or synced up. It's like a turn-based combat style, you know. And then... let's see what else. It'll just have, you know, a few different zones, and itemization will be in depth. I've designed the system of how I want the itemization already, though. Yeah, kind of like rock, paper, scissors-ish a little bit, but with a little bit more like metagaming and whatever stuff, but essentially in that. And Vitality and Nova. Again, you play one character, yes, so it isn't like you have, you know, summoning all your Pokemons or anything. You just have your one character that you're fighting with. I have thought about maybe, you know, having multi-characters you could bring out at some point. That could be a thing, but maybe that's an expansion. And I think it will be a 2D game. I mean, I know it'll be 2D in some capacity. Whether it's 2D isometric like Diablo 2, or just flat out 2D, TBD. 18% fire res. $18 fire res is really nice, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. 5 fire res is also nice, but I kind of like 10 to mana right now a little bit more. And then 10 hit recovery is nice, but I prefer not having to put the extra strength in at the moment. 16 fire res gloves is super Gucci. So is 24 magic find gloves. I'm actually going to buy both of them and put these on right now. The reason is because fire res gloves will be really good in Hell. Or in, I should say, Act 4. I mean, it will be good in Hell, but in like Act 4 and Act 3 and stuff. But I don't really need a lot of fire res right now. And at the same time, 24 magic find early on is actually worth a lot.
There's nothing the right potion can't do.
So. Let's get a couple staminas, I guess, really fast. And I am level 17, so I'm going to go ahead and go Tal F into an armor. And you can see fire, or faster unlock, faster cast rate, faster hit recovery.
Awesome.
All very good stats. That FCR is going to be useful for the character. Thank you, Mouse Arm. So we'll go back here. And that may be an exit right there, actually. But we'll just kill some baddies. I guess it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so that's the idea. You have your character, you go around to different zones, you do turn-based combat in different areas and dungeons, and there's a little PvP arena, and the itemization is really fun. But again, 2D and or isometric, I'd be honestly fine with probably either.
I am overburdened.
Armors are really good for gold, by the way. So, what do you guys think that would cost? What's 2D versus... Well, Diablo 2 is isometric. So it's technically a 2D world. It just looks three-dimensional.
I am overburdened.
Things like scepters can also be worth good money. Oh, but we have the staff, that's right. That'll be worth max money. And 2D would be like Pokemon, where it's literally just like top down over. Yeah, using Blueprint was a thought as well. Yeah, sure, we'll get the charged bolt. Why not? I have... Man, maybe played Celeste one time. I've watched it at least a few times. I'm trying to think if I've played it or not, though. And again, I do kind of need some money, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this ring mail as well. Yeah, I want to design the whole thing, but I don't really know if I want to develop the whole thing, you know, or a lot of it either. I'm an ideas guy. I have ideas. Side scrollers are also 2D, exactly, and there's a lot of 2D games. Jump King was 2D. Do be careful in Claw Viper level 2, as he can be pretty deadly, Mr. Fangskin. So generally you want to avoid him because he's that lightning enchanted. I don't mind killing his minions, but other than that.
Good day.
It is an honor to serve you.
Okay, we'll sell that and that. And we'll cube, I guess I should save these to cube up. And sell that. And now we have a lot of gold. And again, we can look for, you know, belts with nice res. I mean, look at this helm. 10 hit recovery, 20 light res. If I wasn't rocking the tier rune for mana, that would be a fantastic helm. And I still might grab it and just shove it on a mercenary, honestly. Like, I think we should just do it. We can go and try and get a little merc running right now, because I know a lot of you guys are like, I want mercenaries. So we'll grab those off of her, and then we'll hire Chalan. I like to get a Blessed Aim Merc on this character, because I'm not really getting any benefit from the other stuff.
I can't carry anymore.
I'll put that to good use.
So it's like, might as well let him benefit from that. And then I'll go sell this bow, and we'll try and get him a weapon. I mean, this is kind of nice. We could make a malice in that if we found Ithel-Eth. Right now, we don't have any of those, so it'll probably just be a weapon for some damage right now, which is fine. Boom. We played Diablo Immortal. And it asked me to pay for a chest after beating a boss. So I left. Why am I not popular like Asmongold? I don't know. I
Made my first Enigma today. Have a Prime sub to celebrate.
probably don't get crazy enough reactions on things or something. Jay Roberts, thank you. You have to be more involved in the gossip Twitch world to be that level of popular. And now we're 18, so we can go one in Nova and finally one in Teleport as well.
I need mana.
I did a pseudo hot tub stream.
I can't carry anymore.
And we'll also go back.
Distorts reality. Fascinating.
And for here, you can always decide how much or how little you want to kill things. And you just first way like Mr. Llama does every time. Nope. You can pay for first way in Mr. Llama's game. 3 to Glacial, 2 to Fireball. The other one was 3 to Charge Bolt. Both, unfortunately, are useless. Now you could say, you know, what about adding something to, you know, the synergies? But remember, synergies are only affected by hard points. So if this says, you know, lightning plus 6% damage per level, that's only if I physically put points into lightning, not any points that are gained from +2 skills. Something that's important to remember is casting that frozen armor that we got before you start teleporting around. It's actually super useful and the best armor because any mob that hits you will be frozen. So when you're teleporting and all the mobs hit you around you, they'll freeze themselves, which gives you the ability to get away. It gives you like a small point where you can leave. And again, We'll be taking this character through hell. Yes. I'll do the same as all my guided playthroughs where I break it up into 3 sections, normal, nightmare, hell. And just try and show and explain it through as we do all that stuff. I can also get rid of my stamina pots now as I'm teleporting, so stamina is pretty much worthless here. Now, you won't be able to straight teleport with these potions. This is something to remember. Gosh, dang it, again with the fourth. Sorry, chat. Just had a minor issue there with the game.
Hello.
Let's go ahead and sell some things. Money, 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 and money. Now, I'm looking for FCR. That would be my favorite. I'm also going to store some rejuves for later. Maybe I'll keep one of them just in case.
Greetings.
And we'll just quickly get some potions. You can also get potions by just pulling your belt off, putting it back on, and then shift buying there. And then you can just pull off, put back on, and continue to do so as such. Oh my god, this game. But yeah, in normal, when you're at these low level areas and you can buy like light potions and just weak potions, you're not going to be able to constantly always be teleporting and spam clicking and doing everything like that. So you do need to be careful in how you're constantly balancing your mana. And I think this is actually going to be one of the harder things that people are going to have to deal with, is finding out that they can't just hold Nova down this whole time. I also am looking for a 3 open socket large shield whenever I can. This is because later on I want to get an Ancient's Pledge. Yeah, it looks weird, not like the sun. It looks kind of like whatever there. But this is also a great place if you do want to level up some. You can run around the tombs and level up. We happen to just get a really fast tomb right there. So we can come through and do this. Now, we are going to go and face Andariel, and many of you will say, man, Andariel is tough. And you're not wrong. He is difficult. Still no attack rating. 6 to life, small charm. We like that. We'll keep it. And we'll keep that over there for now. That'll be useful in Act 5. What can we do? We can, of course, buy thawing potions. I can drink them myself. Every time I drink them,
Thanks.
it gives me 50 cold res for 30 seconds, stacking on time. And same for my mercenary. So now my mercenary has 82 cold res, and I have 68 cold res. So it's great. Now we can go in and fight Andariel, and it'll be fought in the same way. Static him down, keep him frost novad, heal the mercenary, and just kill him as such. Really should be nice and easy. And I also like to drink up my potions here as we're moving into the next act where we can get better potions, which is great. Thawing potions will stack infinitely, or at least until you hit some, you know,
Diablo and Baal have
rollover
saved me.
number.
Hello.
Talk to Jurhin. Pop over to Act 2. Exit. And just like that,
Good day.
give yourselves the clap. Well done. Now these boots right here are not great. Only 10 hit recovery, 7 MF. Yeah, I kind of just prefer my boots
Ooh.
almost, which is really
Resubbing so I
sad.
don't lose audio. Thanks, Bezos.
And we'll just shift into buying the max potions here. Sister Engineer, Jay Roberts, Jacobson, thank you guys for those subs. I appreciate it. And we'll continue rolling here. What I mean on my tweet, they wanted me to pay until it asked me
I need mana.
or said something, you know, popped up with like a, hey, pay this way to get better stuff.
I need
are some items in the cube. I believe we have an orb, actually. One to telekinesis. I'll ignore that and continue forward. And again, just continuing with Nova and Vitality. Why aren't I playing Diablo Immortal? Because I already played Diablo Immortal. And then we were done playing Diablo Immortal. Hey, Sorceress boots. And this right here is why we are wearing the gloves that we're wearing. 24 MF. Because if I wasn't wearing these probably would not have rolled. So that's why I do like to run around with a little bit of magic find if I possibly can. I think it really pays off. You usually find 1, 2, 3, you know, just a few uniques and sets in the early stages. But those actually kind of are a lot, you know, kind of in the early point there. You can get some nice things.
About this item. Very strange.
And looks like Lair Jungle, maybe? No. We'll see if we get a skip or not. Yes, we do. Nice, so we get the Flare Jungle. And our next points will go into strength to get to 30 strength because using it for these boots is worth it. Also, decent gloves. But do I really want them? Maybe. The chance for Frost Nova I actually like a lot. It's pretty helpful on this character. The other resistances are pretty low. We will just hold them for now. It's a nice little shield. 27 fire res on that right now. The 17 hit recovery as well. I'm actually going to swap the shield out. I actually really kind of like that shield. Drops our other res down, but other than that, not bad at all. And with the fire res we're going to get from this as well, we'll be in a pretty good position. Yeah, I have a Warcry. I mean, I've done a couple Barbs playthroughs. I've done a Frenzy Barb, a Warcry Barb, and maybe like one more through Hell. If you check my exclamation mark guides, go to my website, you should be able to find all that. Now, this is also a fantastic place for leveling. I love the Flare Jungle and just killing all these dudes out here. This is a place where you can definitely go up to like players 5, players 4, you know, whatever you feel comfortable trying out. And the biggest thing I can say is out here, you're going to probably be diving in more with Nova. And the reason is because you want to get the jump on them, right? So if you can get that jump, a lot of times that's a big like piece that helps out. So we'll go that and we'll go there. Now we have 30 strength.
Hello.
And we can wear these boots right here. And now we have 70 fire res as well, which is super great. And we'll just go ahead and get more mana potions, as we are going to go through a lot of those. But again, I want to jump on top and get the hit off before they start hitting me. So it's important to usually run around with a little bit of mana left over. So that way when you telly in, you can immediately cast a Nova and catch them. If you jump into the middle of a group and have no mana, you're going to be in usually a tough spot. They're all going to hit you and you're going to get locked instead. So it's kind of a battle of who can catch the other one and hit recovery first. And Nova here will catch these guys first. So, great way to do it. Ith rune and an Eth rune. So if we can find an L rune, we can make a malice for our mercenary. Give him a little bit more strength for now. Chugging through potions. Oh yeah, you will chug a lot of potions around here. Now, one of the reasons that I really like to increase the player count out here and try and do this is because this is one of the last areas. Act 3 essentially is like the last areas where you're really going to be getting experience. Act 4 you don't actually get a ton of experience from. And Act 5 your experience is nothing unless you're at least level 25. So it just puts you in a position where you need to be hunting to get that experience to get to level 25 or at minimum level 24. So you can go to the Ancients, get level 25 at the Ancients. Otherwise, when you get to Act 5, you just need to completely run through Act 5, kill everything for no experience, and then, once you've done that, another Ethrin, you can do the cows for that experience to get yourself up to 25, so then you can go back to it. So it's a little confusing and a little bit annoying. We'll go another point there, and then more points into vitality. And we'll grab all these goodies and go to town, as we have a lot of stuff to take to town. Treachery helps a lot. Guardian Angel's also not bad for it. Magic damage reduced. Cold resist 19%. We like that. I guess I want the eye in there. And he gives us a ring with 15 light res. I'll go ahead and put it over the 10 to mana now. 15 light res is enough to convince me. And 15 more light res on a charm I definitely will keep. 10 max stamina I will not.
You da best
we'll
llama.
Get our potions
Smiley
up right
face.
here. Thanks, Jackson. Why is Guardian Angel good? Well, if you're trying to survive against Mephisto, getting that light res up, and then you can earn like Kira's or whatever, and it's really nice. Put our charms away, do all this, put our gold away, and now we can once again set a portal and come back for it. Some more guys just to kill though, and you can see I'm already 22 and a half by running around killing this stuff. And you can always reset, re-kill if you want to kill on a lower player count, take it slower, whatever, you can do that. Yes, of course. And of course, I'm still just picking up a lot of gold items. And again, the reason that I'm picking up so many gold items is because, well, this sorceress, as you can see, drinks a lot of potions. And it's just going to be more natural. And this is even with me having mana per kill and stuff. She still just drinks a lot of potions. So we'll go ahead and kill some of those guys. And some of those as well. And try and find waypoint. Perfect. Ort soul for lore, yes. Go sell some more stuff. Nothing there, nothing there. Golem mastery, 1 to 7 lightning damage. We can keep the flawed ruby if we'd want. We could also just put in like our helm right now if we wanted. Just for like slightly more life. Kinda up to you, however you're feeling. Another Nova, more right there. And let's go back to the Flared Dungeon. Still on a high players count, so do be careful. But there is also a lot of good experience to be had down in the dungeon. Just can be a little bit more dangerous down here, but again, thankfully with Nova's big AoE, it does help her out. Kind of keeps her a little bit safer in those instances. And if you want to go kill the boss, you can go on this tile. It's the only tile he's not next to the chest. You can go down there and kill him.
I am overburdened.
Go back out to the LK. And we're level 23.5, which is great. Continue to just get those levels. Because again, I want to be level 25 or at least 24 going into act number 5. If I'm higher, if I'm 25 or above, then I can stop and kill stuff when I'm out there. If not, then I'll just move through until I get to Ancients. Okay. But nice thing is on that, you know, players count, you can just kill a lot of stuff. And we can look for the temple that faces to the bottom left. And that's where Serena will be, where we can go and get Lamessen's Tome. So this one right here. And of course, she's also a good person just to kill for experience. So great for farming if you want to just farm around. And the more you play this character, the more you'll find the balance of when to static, when to Nova, when to, you know, just Frost Nova, whatever, right? So finding that balance, I think, is really important for this character, but it does take just a little bit of practice. Yeah, it'll always face bottom left. And there's level 24, which is great. Oh, I never grabbed the tome.
Not enough mana.
And we'll just go to 10. Because we also need potions. Do this. We have 2 skills. Put them both into Nova, the stats, into Vitality. I can also at this point put my next stats into Strength, because getting up to 34 Strength means I can use the large shield. So that is an option. And we'll go ahead and talk there to get the Golden Bird. Check out the orb, 1 to Shiver Armor. Don't really care for that. Do that, get more life, and then more life. All very helpful. On a squishy character, getting all of that plus to life is really nice. Okay, we'll go ahead and jump into the sewers. And generally, you want to run this in a counterclockwise direction.
Not enough mana.
Be your best bet. If you want to learn more about mapping, look up Map Hack in Your Mind, Mr. Llama SC, and it will give you instructions on how to, well, have Map Hack in your mind. So for instance, I now have a better idea of where to go in the sewers to find it.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
Also, your mercenary will probably die at Travancore, just as a heads up. Maybe not, but a lot of times he will. The Hydras are just so nasty. So it's probably up here to my right or down the middle of the map. But there it is to my right. And that's just from the map hack in your mind video, why I had that sense. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come over here, sell this. Still no FCR, but more fire res, which actually maxes our fire res out when we do that. Always good. It did, Dacian. So we'll go to Travancore. And again, here's where you can kind of decide how you wish to play it. If you want to just jump in like a madman, you can do so and try and get a stun off. There goes Mercenary.
The temple's power is annulled.
If you want to play it a little more safe, you can also do that. Again, kind of comes down to experience for a lot of that stuff. What does a mana pot taste like? It tastes like blue. Whatever that flavor is, you know. Yep, we're gonna stay light the whole way through. Potentially go like Frozen Orb Nova or something maybe later if we want to do that. Just to bring in, you know, have that dual spec for later. I mean, we technically can lower resist and break Maddox's immunity. And remember, I am on players 5 right now as well. I'm trying to get this experience. We'll drop down to players 1 here, hopefully before Mephisto spawned. But if he hasn't spawned yet, that is okay. And this character, if you went into lightning, you'll be able to cheese Mephisto. If not, you'll have to kind of get up to him. And again, this is one of the scary parts. Is he can be very deadly, so a lot of times you want to kind of keep your distance and just dodge around his attacks. One of the scariest attacks, of course, is the Frozen Orb, but those charged bolts are really scary because they will, again, shotgun. So, and just like that,
no longer darken our souls with
you
peace.
are done with Act 3. Yourselves a clown. This also is nice because you get yourself to some better things. So we'll go ahead and give him a better armor, and a pike is really nice, so we want to give him a pike as well.
I'll put that to good use.
If you don't find a pike right there, which a lot of you won't, here's 30 fast run walk, but 50 strength. I'd rather have his Sorceress. So we're just gonna sell those. But if you don't have a pike, you can literally just go buy one right here. You just head to Halbu, go to weapons, and you just buy a pike right there. Nice and easy. You don't have to pick the soulstone up because you can just literally talk to Cain and he just gives you another soulstone. If for some reason Halbu doesn't have a pike, which he does 90% of the time, just exit town, go back to him, and he'll have a pike.
I need mana.
And this is just really nice, like I say, for your mercenary. It gives him enough damage to really contribute a lot.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
And we're just kind of casually killing a little bit of stuff here and there as we go around. Looking for Isual, but at the same time, just trying to get that level 25, which we should be able to do by the end.
Not enough mana.
And you can always feed your mercenary potions with Shift 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, wherever your potions are. You'll hear him say thanks. At the same time, you can also click a potion, drag it over his portrait,
Thanks.
and drop it. That will also give him a potion. So, just nice ways to do that. There's +2 to skills. At this point, we don't have great places to put those. Just sell that. Also, gold find, don't really care. So we can either look at like, is there something over here? Not really. Somebody's gonna be like, point into warmth. Again, it really is not gonna do much at all. If you feel the crazy need for it, you can, but I like to just put these points into static field right now, just to increase that range. Having a nice range on static field is super nice, actually.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
And the potions, like I said out here, are going to be a little bit better in helping you continuously telly while they're active. So,
I need mana.
that's a nice
I need
part
mana.
about them.
Not enough mana.
There it is.
Not enough mana.
Large static is insanely good. The more of your screen that you can static at once, the better. Static is such a good skill, so every point in static is insane. Now, why don't you do it on endgame builds? Because endgame builds, first off, their damage a lot of times can just kill stuff. But additionally, endgame builds have all the plus skills, and so they already get massive static ranges. You don't need to do it. But you can see and hear every time he says thanks, that's me feeding him a potion. I'm just watching his health in the top left corner, just to see if he's, you know, dying at all, so I can feed him a little something. Keep him healthy. And there's our level 25, which is fantastic. Getting it prior to Act 5, so now we don't have to worry. Another point in Nova, and 5 more points to strength. So we have that 34 strength we need, which will be great for us. Now I like to come over here first,
Not enough
as
mana.
this is actually a little bit of a tough boss to kill. And having a mercenary to take away a couple shots or to stack onto him is really helpful. Also, usually Infector kills your mercenary, so it's annoying. Now, if we can keep our mercenary for Desace as well, that's usually pretty nice. We'll see how it goes, and we get a decent spawn, so we should be able to. And that's just a nice thing to just have him on top, once again tanking some shots and throwing out some decent damage as well himself. I do want to make sure I have enough mana potions before I go into fight Infector. And I would love to find some gear with FCR. Getting up to the 37 breakpoint nice would be really nice, but I'm only at 25 right now FCR overall, so I still need 2 FCR pieces to get to that 37 breakpoint. And we got neither of them, unfortunately.
Hail to you, champion.
So we can just trash these, and again, just do the belt pops to get potions really quickly. repair. And fight Infector. Now I like to clear out stuff before I kill Infector a lot of times, just because having those other mobs can be really annoying. I do have 75 fire res though, so I'm not afraid to stand in on him. If I had anything under like 50 fire res, I'd be pretty scared and you're doing a lot more like dodging around and stuff with them. So that's just something to note. Now again, Diablo will probably kill your mercenary. You have to always teleport him out of anything that is killing, and even then it doesn't always work.
Help me!
Shout out to my
Kring.
brother who should be in bed right now.
Kringar's brother, go to bed. What are you doing? But there you go, just like that. Act
Move.
Easy clap.
number 4 is completed. And we can go back. Poleaxe Mercenary, his pike is better. We can go back and
I need mana.
go to Forge really fast, because maybe we can find an Amrune, and remember, a Spirit Sword later on will be amazing. So Amrune would be super clutch.
I need mana.
And this is one of those great instances where you can just static from really far away. Frost Nova there. And then, you know, just kill him before he gets a chance. You can also telekinesis the Forge as well. And maybe we'll get that Amrune. And there you go. Spirit is getting ready. Amrune.
Good evening.
So Talthol or Am are the runes that we need. If you have any of those, make sure to save them. Moving on over to act number 5. Now, one thing to note, these potions are twice the cost right now, so you can go back and buy them in Act 4 if you would like. They will drop to the same normal cost if you just go kill
I need mana.
Shank out here.
Not enough mana.
So we're just gonna go do that.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
There you go.
Easier now.
Now, if you do want to spend a lot of time getting some quick level up, and you are at least level 25, you can of course come right here, player 7 or whatever player count you want, but player 7 is great because you can just static them down to 1 health. And just Nova kill,
Not enough mana.
and then just rinse and repeat. 60 to life? What? Alright, Amulet of the Colossus. What a find. So anything that's massive life boost like that, huge. Much better than 19 cold res. And again, you can come up here, and I mean, you can just watch my experience bar. And this is also why having that large static is so nice.
I am overburdened.
Just like easy experience, and you can just rinse and repeat that as much as you would like, which is fantastic. Great way to just get some experience. So just a thing you can do. We'll go again, vitality here. Now I also am going to save the barbarians, as that gets us Tal, Ral, Ortrun. which is nice. Because then we can make our Ancient's Pledge. So we'll do that.
I need mana. Follow me.
Additionally, it also gives us Tal and Ort, which means it puts us just a Thol away.
Good afternoon. From the Spirit Sword. So now I have the option of either Ral, Ort, Tal in this shield immediately, and I can get those res right now, or I can go Tal, Ort, Tal blank Ort Am, and try and get a Thol rune quickly, and make that faster Spirit. But I don't have the base for Spirit yet. I still got to farm all that stuff, blah blah blah. So I'm just gonna go for Ral, Ort, Tal, Ancient's Pledge, and we'll just do that. And now you can see our resistances are just looking spectacular. If you did not find a 3 open socket shield, you can always come back here to Farah and literally just look around at the shields there and just rinse and repeat. Go back out, go back in, look at the shields again. She will eventually sell you a 3 open socket gray shield. Not enough mana.
And again, because we are level 26 or above level 25, we can stop and kill things. If you are not, don't bother stopping to kill things. You will get literally 0 experience until you hit level 25. Just a weird way the game works.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
I wonder if that crystal sword can get 4 open sockets. Feels like it should be able to, but we'd have to look that up. I would imagine it would. Okay, I always like to get this waypoint just as a little safety. Yeah, but it depends on the mob that dropped it. So I have to look up those little dudes, whatever they're called, the imps, and see what level they are in the area plateau. It was dropped by an imp in the area plateau. And we'll discuss all of that in a hot minute. First, we're just gonna save Anya. She seems like a chick who needs a little saving. And we're a sucker for a woman in distress. So we'll hold this crystal sword, but essentially what we're looking for, Diablo 2. Is this. Sockets. Anything from eye level 1 to 25, item level 26 to 40, and item level 41 plus are the 3 different socket amounts that any item can get. Some you can see are the same. And a Karin Rondage gets 4 and 4 there, so anything 26 plus gets 4. But if you look at a crystal sword, it gets 3, 4, or 6 depending on its eye level. So I need to go and determine what the monster level was.
What did Gulzar say to the Skella Mage Necro? I can't carry anymore. Love the guided playthroughs, keep it up.
Of the mobs in the zones right there. So you can go and look at the area level, and area level works for like hell, and I think nightmare as well. That's the monster level. But in normal, monster levels don't actually coincide with the area levels. So even though the area plateau is area level 26, we have to look up the imp level in Diablo 2. Demon imp. Let's see. Bloody Foothills, Frigid Highlands, Ariat Plateau. It would be 31, right? That article is not great. So, in normal, the monster level is 31 for this. And he shows up in the Ariat Plateau. So, that should mean again, same thing, Demon Imp, that this will be a 4 open socket crystal sword if we socket quest it.
What do you need?
And there you can see 4 open socket crystal sword. $100? Wow, thanks for the $100, Bo. Appreciate it. And that's the importance of looking up and figuring out exactly, because this falls between eye level 26 and eye level 40. So it gets the 4 open sockets. But I had to find the monster level because the item level is going to be equivalent to the monster level, right? So that's how you can tell. Otherwise, it's just hidden. If you don't know and aren't sure what monster dropped an item, this is where you have to be a little bit scared and worried and uncertain about socketing it or whatever. At the same time, this is why I always recommend going to normal cows and looking for just a white crystal sword or anything like that. A white broadsword, a white longsword. All of these will get 4 open sockets if you socket them from the cow level. So cow level is always recommended just for that. Additionally, if you just find any broadsword or longsword, they will never get higher than 4 open sockets. So if you just find those in Nightmare and beyond, any of those will get 4 open socket and you're good to go. So those are just some ways to make sure you try and get yourself your 4 open socket, as it is very helpful.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
But determining that is a little bit annoying part of the game. But it's a part of the game. So, you know, it's a good thing to be able to learn and know and be able to look that stuff up so you can figure out what eye level items are, area level, monster level, all of that stuff, and how it works together for determining, you know, different stuff. And for instance, these guys are called demon tricksters, so they're a little bit different. You would want to look up demon tricksters in, you know, Frozen Tundra to get the idea there of what that is. If you want to get the Ancient's waypoint right there, you totally can. If you feel comfy, you don't have to. Mercenary can also be helpful for this fight. Oh, I never actually saved Anya. I'll go back and save her later. So I mostly just like to static over here and try and stay out of a whirlwinding path. You can static those 2 down. And then Maddock will just take a little bit longer. More Nova, more Vitality.
I need mana.
Mala's like, I keep selling you potions, but where's Anya at? I would always recommend getting the waypoint down here. The best chance to get it is to run in a counterclockwise direction.
Not enough mana.
Hard to remember which way clocks normally turn, you know?
Not enough mana.
And we'll do a little scooch over, and I guess we'll save her. Yeah, it was, you know, not my style exactly.
Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
Okay, we'll go through on destruction. And again, Nova is going to be your friend here, especially against Deathlords. Being able to catch the Deathlords in hit recovery before they can start knocking you around is really going to be the best way for clearing these mobs out. True asparagus. Wave 1 is usually pretty easy, straight Nova. Wave 2, I like to do 1 Nova and then some statics. 1 Nova kills all the skellies. Statics to kill those guys and bring them down. Wave 3 is going to be a little difficult because they do have the charge bolts and the hydras. You can kind of back out a little bit there if you want. Dive back on Bartok. But he's definitely the most painful just because obviously he's kind of counters your damage with his lightning enchant. So, if you can keep your mercenary to kill him, that's great. If not, you can eventually whittle him down. Wave 4 is actually really nice for experience. I'm going to go to players 5, actually, for Wave 4, because I do have that static option here. So, and because I have such a big static range, I don't have to stand and tank all of their hits all the time. I can just pop in real fast and do that and get some decent experience. And I'll actually do the same thing for the next wave as well because again I do have a big static range, and once you have these guys slowed by your frozen, gives you a lot of time to just kind of knock them down. Now they do take a little bit to finish off. That is something that you'll just notice is you really need to static them down to like no health. If they have even, you know, a couple slivers, a lot of times it's not going to be quite be enough. So I'll go back.
Good evening.
Just get a few more potions so we can have them for Baal. Reset our safety TP. Keep our statics rolling. And hit them with some final blast to get to Mr. Baal. And again, huge experience right there. Now I'll go back to players 1 for Baal. Vitality, Nova, we're level 29. And you can just teleport pretty much right on top of him. He does have a strong physical hit, so you may want to stay a tiny bit back. But you're doing the same thing. Static down to 1 HP. And then just drop him with some ease right there, right? And just like that, you have crushed your way through normal. Hey, look, more magic find. If you want that for a little bit later for some magic finding. Can always be nice. Give yourselves a clap. I mean, that was easy. And now you're level 29. You can do that whole player's 8 thing we discussed before with Frigid Highlands. I have to reset. And to continue leveling up, you can do Baal waves again to keep leveling up. Really, you know, the choice is yours. Remember, at level 30, you want to put a point into Lightning Mastery. That's going to be the one thing that I want to like show before we call it here. It's just a big boost on damage. And again, kind of an easy boost of experience there. Lightning Mastery, Vitality. And then you can go back to putting points into Nova. But getting that, really nice for the damage. And I mean, you can see our Nova's doing 250 to 365. That's tons of damage. We don't even have any plus to skills rolling yet. Our Spirit Sword's going to be up soon enough. If for some reason you jumped ahead, did the Ancients, killed Baal, and we're done with that, you can also at this point, of course, go back and go to the Dark Wood here.
I need mana. I need mana. This ancient tree has
Grab the Scroll of Inifus and do blah blah blah, you know, save Cain, the casual things, and then go and do the cows. So also totally a acceptable so many things.
not enough mana.
We can get this, and I guess we can save Cain.
Deckard Cain, get to the rogue camp.
Get a not potion, a ring. Nothing good. That's okay. But we can always make the cow level, fill up on potions, and run around in the cow level. One, it's a good place to get yourself some experience. Be very careful teleporting around here. But it's also a good place to find runes, and of course, as we talked about before, to find those bases. So I think, what players am I on? Am I on P1? I don't think so. Maybe though. Seems like a lot of items dropping. Was that P8 there? No, it was P1 from Baal. Yeah, still decent experience there. But you can just do this over and over until you find a crystal sword, a long sword, or a broadsword, with the preference being crystal sword first, broadsword second, long sword third. It has the highest requirements. Don't really like it that much, but you know, whatever. So just look around for a white one of those or ethereal. Both will work. And you'll be in a great spot. So a final look at our skills. Those are just 1 and 1 right there. Our stats and our items. Nothing really on this, just the 1 mana per kill. So just some basic things.
Moo.
Thank you, Wimpug. Thank you, Daigo. And we will get this just to see. And hey, it's a little bit better. 1 to Sorceress skills. No FCR on it still, but 12 life, 37 cold res, blah, blah, blah. Until our spirit gets rocking, we will go ahead and take that as a small boost for the character. So, as always, feel free to level up as much as you would like right here. At the same time, you can, of course, just move forward to Nightmare. We will be jumping into the tower to get ourselves Talthol or Am if we don't have any of those runes or all of those runes already. Additionally, getting Ort Soul in there for a lore helm will be nice. So we can go over here and look to get a 2 open socket helmet.
Oh, hi there.
And make sure it is gray and not a blue mechanic's helm. Shop that and just hold it for later so we can try and get it then. So we have this. We already got our crystal sword. You should get yours or your broadsword from the cow level. You should already have your Ancient's Pledge. And yeah, you should be good to go. Anyways, I hope that this has been helpful. I'll see you guys in part Nightmare. GG, everybody. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, YouTube.